When you think about areas of the world that produce silver coins, what comes to mind? America? Europe? Australia? Pacific Islands? One that we often do not discuss, and an area we really need to incorporate more in our collections, are the nations of the Caribbean. Find out why Caribbean silver should be on your list every time you purchase silver here on the Culture of Currency. Welcome back to the Culture of Currency, the channel dedicated to showing you that everyone can start collecting silver coins from around the world by documenting my journey to you. Today we are going to dive into Caribbean silver and highlight a coin that I need to place on my 60-point scale. I guess we should start out with the elephant in the room. Why should we collect Caribbean silver? This is a valid question, and with many reasons on the table that people consider for purchasing silver, I will assess in the light of a collector, because stacking is about availability, opportunity, and other issues, where collecting often focuses on quality, imagery, mintage, and a myriad of other factors. In the Caribbean, we have many nations producing many coins, but the most notable, in my opinion, would be the EC8 series, as it ties 8 nations together with the Eastern Caribbean Bank. These 8 nations use the same obverse, but the reverse tends to highlight local animals, natural wonder, events, or other themes that often act like postcards as the viewer can see them and dive into the local culture. This is such a smart idea because anything that can bring in tourism dollars will make more money for the local economy than selling silver coins will. The ability to highlight things worth seeing in person will hopefully bring awareness to the awesome things hosted by a nation and thus bring in tourists. I find the Caribbean nations do this pretty well overall. Let's cover some Caribbean silver coins to show you the diversity standard you should expect. Let's start with examples from the EC8, where imagery changes every year and every coin is limited to a mintage of 25,000. We have here Anguilla, which brings us both this lobster coin and this coat of arms. Antigua and Barbuda are known for the Rum Runner series, so anyone who loves coins with boats, this is a great nation to start looking into. The Commonwealth of Dominica brings us this Cicero parrot. Grenada, which is one of my favorite, brings you this octopus and diver coin. Montserrat has the oriole and a blue-girdled angelfish, which we will talk about today. St. Kitts and Nevis, the example that we have from them is this pelican coin. St. Lucia offers many coins, but our highlighted coin today is this pair of flamingos that my wife picked out when I lost a bet. Our last of the EC8 is St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I've chosen this coat of arms highlighting peace and justice. The ECCB, or Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, is the official issuer of this Eastern Caribbean dollar and the currency of the EC8 coin program as it began in 2018. As you can see by my selected coins here, the EC8 is a great place to build a collection of Caribbean silver, but there are many other options. Here are a couple more. Here we have the British Virgin Islands, which brings us the classic Pegasus with an extremely low mintage and a reverse cameo. We have one of my favorites, the Cayman Islands, which is one of the best nautical coins I've seen in this marlin. Look at how the waves are both on the obverse and reverse. We also have Barbados, which in my opinion is the crown jewel of Caribbean silver. They are known for this, the trident, but also have many amazing coins like this, the pelican, and seahorse. I would say if you had to collect from just one Caribbean nation, it should be Barbados. The quality is diverse, and the coins are better in quality than many larger nations. You even can find pineapple privy tridents occasionally, which have an extremely low mintage. As you can see, there are many coins every year to choose from hailing from the Caribbean, and what's better is that all but a few are low mintage, and often they have lower premiums than many of the standard coins we buy on the market. Now that we've talked about Caribbean coins, let's dive into this Caribbean coin as it is new to my collection. Now that we've talked about Caribbean coins, we must dive into this Caribbean coin as it is new to my collection and we need to place it on our scale. On the obverse, we have the standard image and likeness as other EC8 coins, which is uniform and fine, but is also rather boring and scores a 6 just like all of the others. When we move to the reverse, we are met with the prime reason we would like this coin, which is it's beautiful and it's a reef fish. This is the blue-girdled angelfish, which is hailed for its beauty in aquariums around the world. This fish can cost you anywhere from $150 to $500 based on my research, and is also cool because it changes colors as it matures. It is smaller in the range of angelfish sizes, but it can live to over 20 years, which makes this easier to find a home than, let's say, a much larger and more expensive emperor angelfish. This is a beautiful scene and offers a little of the habitat in the background as we see what looks to be smaller school of reef fish and the reef. I think this is a fantastic image and it scores an 8. Mintage is our next area to grade. This is an EC8 coin, which means we have to acknowledge that 25,000 is the mintage amount, which I love because that means premiums are not exceedingly high, and as time goes on it will be more and more rare. This scores an 8. When we come to cultural significance, we have to really address another elephant in the room. When we look at a fish like this, it is easy to associate reef life with the Caribbean, as there are some of the best places to dive and see real reef habitat all over the Caribbean. Here's the issue. This fish is native to the Indo-Pacific, not the Caribbean. The only place you are going to see this fish in Montserrat or any other Caribbean nation would be maybe in a dentist office, which is something I find unacceptable and unexplainable. There are so many great fish that could have been used from the Caribbean, and they chose one from the Pacific. Maybe the hogfish, that would be a great one. In fact, there are even beautiful species of angelfish, called the French angelfish, in the Caribbean. Why not choose that one? How did this happen? Are my expectations too high? Am I the only one that cares? Let me know in the comments. There are angelfish in the Caribbean, just not this one. So for cultural significance, this scores a 3 only because of the obverse. Luckily, when we talk about collectability, we have a theme that is pretty well liked and a series with low mintage. These are all great things despite the snafu we just covered. This overall lands a 7. Our last area is uniqueness. I've never seen an angelfish on a coin, and it is rare to have reef fish in general. Usually we are relegated to predators in the ocean like marlin, sharks, tuna, octopus, and other things that eat other fish. This little guy seems to swim on its own. I think it scores a 9 for uniqueness. This brings me to my final thoughts on the Montserrat Angelfish. We have a total of 41, which is actually a little bit higher than I thought it would be after I discovered this fish is not from the Caribbean. If you are a lover of fish, nautical themes, or the EC8 series, this is a coin for you. If you are not, and are not taken away by the beauty of this coin, this is not a good coin for you in my opinion. It is my hope that after watching this video you understand the quality and diversity of Caribbean silver, and hope you remember as always to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.